Hey!
Hi!
Hello.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I just have to say, I came on a few minutes ago and I saw that you were wearing your t-shirt. So I went and had to grab mine.
Yay.
And put it on so we're matching.
Excellent. Let's do it.
All right.
I was just saying the person who made it's doing the last batch of it and we're going to post it. I'm going to post it on Twitter. So see, there you go. They'll get loads. Sweet. How are you today?
This is so exciting.
Are you good?
Oh my gosh, wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, great.
Hopefully tech's working.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm great. I'm super excited. I just got back from a trip at the mall, which was, shopping for clothes and outfits is just like my personal nightmare. So I'm glad to be here and home talking to you.
Same. Going through a mall as well is just stressful in general.
It's just, and I feel like when you're shopping by yourself, you become a target for salespeople. Because they're like, "Hi, what are you looking for? Can I help you? What's going on? What size do you need?" And they love to guess what your size is. And I'm like, don't do that.
No, that's bad.
And they're always wrong too. So anyway, I mean,
they definitely say lower. As long as they say lower, like a smaller size.
They didn't.
I guess. Oh dear.
They surprised me so much. I was like, oh my God, it's fine. But I have this big party on Monday that I have to get an outfit for, and I have nothing. So I have to go back to the mall tomorrow. Wish me luck.
Yeah, you don't want to go in nothing. That would be a showstopper, mine, but maybe not quite.
If it was warmer weather, maybe. But I feel like it's getting a little cool, so.
We just had a heat wave in the UK, so we're like hot over here.
Really? Well, it's hot today, but Toronto is like really, it depends on the day. We had a tornado like 2 days ago. It was crazy. God. And now it's not a cloud in the sky, bright and sunny, so.
You'd be used to the UK weather then. It's very much like one day it's hot, the next day it's raining, then it's snowing, then it's hailing, then it's anything.
I feel like that's not my forte. I need to go live on an island. Every winter I'm like, why do I live here? It's awful.
When I went to Toronto, it was snowing. It was in March and it was snowing and it was cold.
Oh, for sure.
So that's the only time I've ever been. So
You gotta come in the summer. I mean, it's humid and sticky in the summer, but it's better than snow.
We've got loads of people in different countries here. Look, you got Alberta, Seattle, Germany, New York,
France, West Virginia,
Czech Republic.
What? Oh my goodness.
Netherlands. We have like the world representing.
I wish I could say hi to you all in your language. I feel so uncultured.
I can in German, but that's about it.
Liverpool.
Wow, loads of people here.
How many people are there? 38. Wow.
We've got 38 so far, so that's pretty good. Pretty good for our first one. And thank you for coming on and taking a leap of faith for my first one. So I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Congratulations on the start of this. I'm honored to be your first guest.
So hopefully all my little brainchild. So hopefully it all goes all right.
Well, there's already people here, so I'd already call it a success. Cheers.
Quite right. Cheers.
What are you drinking?
Cider.
I didn't know we were having a cider party. I would have brought one.
It's tropical fruit cider, though. It's nice. It's fancy cider.
Fancy for summer. I love it.
Yeah. We've got a load of questions already. If we want to fire away, we've got quite a lot up here. So people have been voting on what they want to know. So shall we start? Okay. So Mary K. Baker says, "Could you have ever imagined the response that Team Joey received?"
No. I mean, no. I'm like, my cheeks hurt. I'm smiling. No. I think that when my character was first introduced, I was really, I don't want to say nervous, but I was like holding my breath a little bit because I knew that it would get a response. Whether it was going to be a good one or a bad one, I just wasn't sure. And it was a bit of both. But in terms of like the love and that like Team Joey, no. And it's like the best thing that's ever happened to me. You all are so wonderful, and I don't have the words, but no, I didn't expect it, and it was a very pleasant surprise.
Yeah, when people go in, they go in hard. This is what I've learned from fandom. They go in hard.
Yeah, which is like amazing. It's so badass. And I mean, I don't even know that like Good Witch had a fandom. I don't know if it's mostly like the Earpers coming over. I don't know if there was probably Good Witch prior to Cat.
They had like, I think they had people, but it probably exploded when Earpers turned up.
Yeah, they got the party. Yeah, and like Kat definitely did not prepare me for like what it was going to be like, which I think she did on purpose. Like you'll just learn it as you go, just the way I did. But I mean, I think that there was also some what's the word? Not hesitation, but you know, obviously the Earpers are like in love with Kat and her love interest or her love story on Winona Earp. And so like I'm coming in as the new love interest, and I'm like, oh my God, like what if they're like, how dare she? She's cheating on Tom and all of this stuff. And it was kind of a bit of that I was worried about. And
yeah.
Thank you all for embracing me. I promise I'm a good guy.
I mean, you do still get people sometimes you can't separate character from person, but like most people are like, it's all good.
I mean, my
you always get the crazies.
Childhood crush was Orlando Bloom. And I was ride or die for him, ride or die. And anytime I had to see him in a romance or something with another woman, I was like, I was like, screw her, she's the worst. How dare she? That's my husband.
That's fair.
Very territorial.
That's
so like
ride or die, like.
I do get it.
Okay, so we've got a question from Laura. What are you most looking forward to when coming to the UK for your first convention?
Hugging everybody.
Hopefully you can do that by then, by September.
I hope so, because my hug meter is very low, you know, because of this pandemic, and I just haven't been able to hug really anybody. But I think just getting able to meet the fans and cry. If there's tears, I'm going to be tearing with them. The hugs and the love and just getting to put faces to names, and something that like I talk about all the time, and with Kat as well, is, you know, a lot of times when you're acting, you're kind of just acting to like avoid, right? It's just a camera crew, and you're doing all this stuff, but you're just in a room with the crew, right? You don't actually get to see and really interact with the people that get to watch it. So when you get, and social media is one thing, but when you get to actually meet people who are like, hey, your story, your character made a difference for me, and it helped me through X, Y, and Z, and getting to actually, you know, meet the person it's impacted, it hits different. It hits different.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, I'm really doing this for a reason, and there are actual people watching this and taking it in and appreciating it. And so I think that having that full circle moment and getting to actually meet you in person, I think it's just going to make all of the hard work that I've put in to my career and all of that just worth it. And I'm like, okay, I did it.
Yeah, that'd be great. And it's in case people want to know, it's Fan Fusion UK.
Fan Fusion UK. September, so yeah, I know there's a lot of UK people here, so I really hope to see you all.
I've got my ticket. It's an hour away from my house, so I'm coming.
Oh my gosh, amazing. And let me know from the chat where I should go. So I'm gonna be in Europe. So I'm like, let me just make the most out of this. So I want to kind of do, I think after the convention, I'd like to do a little country hopping and then end back at Birmingham so I can like get my return flight home. So I'm going to talk to my travel agent, but if there's any like must-see countries that I need to visit, my husband's never been to the UK, so it's going to be brand new for him. I've been to England. I've been to Scotland. I've been to Spain. And that's it. So any of those places, France, I think I have to. Italy, I feel like
France and Germany and Italy, maybe the big, the big ones you can tick off your list a little bit there.
Because you have to, right?
Yeah.
The food alone.
People are saying France and Italy for the food, yeah.
Austria. I wish I could have spent more time there. Sweden. Should I just do a whole Euro trip?
I think you should just start one end and just work your way around.
Yeah. I'm okay for that.
Depends how much time you have.
As much as I want. I work for myself. My agent might not be that. He's like, Kyana, you can't take 2 months off and travel Europe. You have to work.
Actually do something. Yeah. Actually, this works out quite well with the next question. Jojo actually says, what would Team Joey's dream vacation be?
Ooh. It would definitely be somewhere that you can do like physical activities, like whether it's rock climbing, which was, I think, supposed to be one of our dates. And I know that Joy, she was like a gymnast. So something active. I feel like something that Kyana, would not do. Maybe we could go to like Hawaii, jump out of a plane, do something crazy. Maybe I'm piloting. I was gonna say driving the plane. I don't think you drive a plane. Fly the plane. Maybe I'm flying. I don't know. But definitely full of adventures, swimming, all of that stuff. Kite surfing.
Yeah. They seem like the active type, definitely.
All the adrenaline things.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we absolutely differ. For me and Zoe.
Yeah. You're more of a home bird, like you just want to go to the cinema or something like that.
I want to sit by the water and take a nap.
And that sounds like a good plan.
Watch the sunset. I don't care to do any of the adrenaline stuff. Salsa dancing, I saw, definitely I would do. People don't know this, but I actually am like I know how to salsa dance, and I've done it for years. I've taken lessons. But it was funny when we had to do that scene, Darren, the showrunner, came up to us and was like, so which one of you knows how to salsa? And I was like, me. And Kat was like, not me, I don't know how to. And he was like, okay, well, you're gonna have to swap because Kyana, you need to not know how to. Kat, you need to know
That's
how
awkward.
to. So, Kyana, you have to teach Kat how to salsa, and Kyana, you have to pretend like you don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, can we not switch this? He's like, no, it's already installed.
Oops.
So we definitely had to practice a lot. And yeah, I'm the dancer in the relationship.
That's fair. That was actually quick because there was a question from Twitter about that as well. Did you know how to salsa dance? So there you go. You've answered that question as well.
We actually did salsa at my wedding. That was for our first dance, we did salsa.
Oh, nice. That's different. I like that.
We were in Mexico. It's like, why not?
That's fair. Another question from Laura here. It says, from all the snacks you've received, what has been your best and your worst? I keep seeing on Twitter you get sent snacks, which is like amazing. I love it.
I love that, like, this is a thing that I've started.
I wouldn't complain. It's pretty awesome.
Do you hear that? Is that on my end? It's like a high frequency. Is it my ears? Are they buzzing? I actually have some boxes that I need to unbox still. So my favorite snack. Oh, you know what? My favorite snack was a UK one, and it was I wish I remember what it was called now, but it was these like squishy. It was like half pink, half white. It was strawberry milk flavored. It was these like squishy. They weren't marshmallows, but marshmallow squishies, maybe.
Oh, okay.
So squishies, so good. The texture. I wish I had more. So those were my favorite, and then my least favorite was those freaking pork skins. Those are a crime. Those are a crime against humanity.
I've never tried them, so I can't comment.
Don't. And everyone was like, "Oh, you just need to try like this kind or that kind." I don't need to try none of it. Thank you.
At least you get given food, which is pretty awesome. Like,
yeah. I'll try anything, but
you just start saying like you really like tweets or something, and then the people just start sending you?
It was. So I did an interview with Mackenzie, who is from Fandomize, and she's like a big foodie as well and loves snacks. So she was like, oh, let me send you a bunch of American snacks. And I was like, great. And then I said, well, I'll send you a box of Canadian snacks back. So we did that. And then both of us posted a video of us unboxing it and trying the different snacks. And then everybody kind of caught on. They were like, well, I want to send you snacks. I want to send you snacks. You should try this. You should try that. And so I was forced to open a P.O. box, and now I'm just like in snack heaven.
We good?
You sound perfect on. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You switched sides somehow. Did it switch sides on your end?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine, but we're still going.
Oh no, but the other side was my good side. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, good. There was basically a refresh. That works. Okay, good. We'll keep going before it all goes horribly wrong. Okay. So Heather says, do you have any particular charities that are close to your heart?
Ooh, well, there's actually a group in Toronto, based in Toronto, called Youth Line, which I actually really want to do like a fundraiser for. So they are like they provide support for queer youth in Toronto, and my sister worked there for several years. So that's something that's really close to my heart that I really want. I have something in the works that I want to do that's kind of Goodwitch related, but it's like a little thing to like show support, and hopefully we can raise a good amount to directly help them because they don't get like a ton of funding from the government. So whatever we can do. I'm
sure if you tweet it and put it on Instagram, we'll all share it out anyway. So
yeah,
all the fans will help you out.
Hopefully when like the back end stuff is ready, I have a lot of things working in the background.
That's good. Julie says, do you have a go-to book or film to cheer you up?
I don't really like to rewatch films. There's only one book that I've ever reread, and I've read it probably 5 or 6 times. It's not a cheery book though. It's Memoirs of a Geisha. For some reason,
but I'm not sure what it is.
So good. I have it on my bookshelf. It's just a great read. Not a cheery book though. And oh, you know what? Let me tell you my favorite movie of all time. And this is a movie that I used to watch whenever I was homesick from school. You know, there's like never anything good on TV during the daytime. So there's this movie, and like no one's ever heard of it. And if someone here has heard of it, like I love you. It's called The 10th Kingdom. And it was originally a TV series, but it's like it's not a TV. It's a mini movie series. So it's a 9-hour film.
9 hours. Wow.
9 hours.
That'll keep you going.
It's called The 10th Kingdom. And it's so good. It's about miniseries 10th Kingdom. It's all about the different fairy tales and stories. And so there's 9 kingdoms, and there's like Snow White runs one of them, and Sleeping Beauty is, you know, the queen of the other, the princess of the other. And the 10th kingdom is like in New York City, and there's a portal to get there, and they go on all of these crazy adventures. And it's like 9 different movies in one, and it's fantastic. And I highly recommend it.
That sounds like really cool, actually.
So like I cannot recommend it. If there's one movie that you need to watch before you die, or just wait until you have a sick day, watch this movie. It will not let you down.
You can binge it.
Yeah. I put that on my life. Watch this movie. Yeah, the cast is incredible too. Yeah.
Let's see. Maybe I should take some from I'll take some from social media because I did have quite a few. So Lusamia 8, I think that's it, is from Instagram. What was your favorite moment to film with Kat?
Oh, my favorite moment. I think the last moment. No, I'm gonna say probably the wedding scene. when I like entered, and then we kind of started dancing. It was just so beautiful and magical. And it was also the last episode. It was the last day of filming for all of us.
Oh, wow.
So, and weddings are always kind of emotional, right? So I got to watch, I wasn't in the wedding scene when they were doing the speeches, but Kyana was like just around the corner. So I was watching, I'm like crying, bubbling up off screen. I'm like, oh, you guys are so cute. And then also I loved my outfit so much, but I didn't want everybody to see it until I had this like reveal. So I was like bundled up in like a sweater, and I like wasn't letting anyone see me. And then when we did the scene, I like walked out in this whole thing, and
it's like a proper reveal.
Exactly. And then, you know, obviously like Kat kind of sees me from across the room, and it was beautiful. And I think that, you know, doing the like slow dancing, just with everybody, and like there was like the beautiful twinkly lights. It was just so lovely and romantic. And yeah, the director was like, you guys are staring so intently into each other's eyes. Like, you need to chill. And we're like, you're not at that point yet, like in your arc for this episode. Like, you guys are still, you know, you just kind of had a weird fight, and we're like, oh yeah, okay, fine. So then
you were swept away with the moment.
Yeah, we were definitely both like swept up in the moment. It felt like very fairy tale. And I think that the way that it felt was the way that it looked on screen when I watched it. And like the cameras were kind of sweeping around, and yeah, it felt really magical.
Was there any did you feel any pressure? Because obviously everyone was like, oh, it's the first female kiss like on Hallmark and everything. Was that like, did you feel pressure for that, or were you just like, this is just like a normal scene?
Oh my God, no, so much pressure. I was like, so much pressure. I was in my trailer just like hyping myself up. I'm like, all right, just gonna make Hallmark history here. No big deal. There's gonna be pictures of us all over the internet. It's gonna be fine.
Like,
just because like I knew what the kiss meant. I knew the gravity of it, and yeah, it was a big deal. I was like very nervous because I just wanted to do it right. I wanted to do like a good job, and luckily I was able to kind of channel, like, I think that Zoe also was kind of nervous. This was like a big gesture for her. It's a big step for both of them. So I was able to kind of like merge those two and play up Zoe's kind of nervousness and yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. If I had to be like super confident about it and be like, you know what I mean, then that would have been acting. But yeah, I like integrated it into the scene, and I think that it worked out beautifully. I cried when I saw it, and I cried after we did it. So
I'll do one more question from social, and then I'll go back onto these ones. Team Joey fans from Instagram says, what would you like your legacy to be as an actor? It's a good question.
Coming out with the hard hitters. My legacy as an actor. I want people to remember me for like the stories that I told. And that's why I want to have more opportunities to tell more important stories. I want to tell important stories that are meaningful to people, and I want to tell stories that like don't get the opportunity to be put in the spotlight, to be told. So that's what my art is for me. That's what I want to do.
I mean, I saw on your Instagram, I think it was, you're doing like an all black Christmas movie or something. That looks really cool.
Actually, just did a second one, which was so cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because like, you know, Christmas movies are so white in general. So
yeah,
you can just tell other people's stories and hear other people's perspectives and how other cultures do it is really, really important. So if I can, oh my God, I want to tell my stories. I want to tell stories from like people who look like me and darker and all of these things. And yeah, I don't want to be like in whitewashed Hollywood.
No, that's fair. Like, that's all about representation, isn't it? It's not just LGBT representation, it's all different representation. It's like all important. Like, everyone should be able to see themselves. It's starting to very slowly get there, I think, but I think we need more, just more in general.
That's more. and the thing is that when you get to listen to and watch stories from people of color and other cultures around the world, it's so much more interesting.
Yeah. You don't want the same story all over again.
We've heard it before. What's next? What's new? So I also highly encourage people, like, when with your books that you read, find authors of color, find women and women of color. I've stopped buying books written by white men because I don't care. I've heard it. There's nothing new that you can present to me. I want to hear from the other people because those stories are so much richer and just infused with passion and strife and all of these things that make a really beautiful, story to tell and be heard. So
100%. It's always interesting learning about other things anyway. So why would you want to just stick to your own culture? Like, just expand a little bit.
It's so much more fun on the other side.
Exactly. There's another question here from Mary. It kind of fits in. What is your dream acting role?
I don't have one. Somebody asked me this on the weekend, a friend of mine. I don't have a dream acting like specific role. I feel like the role that's going to be my dream role hasn't been written yet. Or maybe it's written just for me. But it's not.
You can help influence it. You know, sometimes you meet someone and then they might think, oh, this is the role perfect for you. And then you're right. That's happened. So you never know.
I feel like I don't ever want to do, and let me not say never, but I wouldn't want to do a role that has already been played by other people, like an iconic role.
Yeah.
Like, obviously this wouldn't apply to me, but something like Batman, right? Where there's like been all of these iterations with all these different actors, or like Joker, right? That's too much pressure.
Yeah.
On you, and it's, I don't like that. So my dream role doesn't exist yet. I'm going to be the first.
That's good. That's good though. It's good to be something different. Another question from Mary, actually. Realistically, what do you think the chances of the Joey storyline continuing in either a movie or if the fans manage to get the show picked back up? So what do you think?
I have no more information than you do. So I don't know. Anything could happen. If it went the way that I want it to go, that Kat wants it to go, we would love to at least have a movie. A Christmas movie would be really cool. We actually were trying to pitch something to the network a while back before the show was ended. And I don't know.
Maybe like a Halloween movie, being that it's witches,
I would love that. I would love that. I'm 100% on board for any like good witch stuff that comes up. But in terms of like what could happen in the future, I don't know. And I'm too far removed from like the core cast. Yeah. Like Catherine would know, or like maybe somebody that's been on the show for years and is like has people's phone numbers, but unfortunately it's not me.
We can all cross our fingers anyway. Never know. Yeah. Never know.
Right there with you.
Got a question from Vicky. If you could guest star or star in any past show or movie, what would it be?
Okay, at one point it was Pretty Little Liars.
I loved that show. I did.
I did finish it. It got a bit weird. It got too much. In its early days, definitely. I think that I would love to be on like a teen drama. But I also really would love to be in a comedy because I think I'm really funny.
That's good.
My husband might disagree, but I'd love to do something more comedic. There's like specific shows. I don't know. I have to think on that one.
Somebody's put in the chat, could be Friends, maybe.
No.
Like to get started Friends. No.
Friends is too white for me.
It is very. I mean, to be fair, I haven't watched all of it. So.
It'd be nice, but I don't think that I could put it in. Oh my god.
And we got a question from Serena, I think it is. What's your favorite winter holiday traditions? And they said they're very excited for your up and coming Christmas movie.
Thank you. Okay, so I actually have a lot of traditions. My family takes holidays very seriously, and Christmas is kind of our big one that we really go all out for. And we've done it since we were kids. We're all grown-ups now, and it hasn't changed, which I love. That's so nice. What happens is we all go home, and it's changed a little bit as we've gotten older. So mostly what we do Christmas Eve is we watch horror movies. Which we didn't do when we were younger, but that's kind of the thing that we do when we all get together. We go to Christmas Mass, midnight Mass, and usually my mom always sings, and then my sister and I will sometimes sing as well. We come home, and on our beds waiting for us is always a new pair of pajamas and slippers, and those are from the elves. Because it's really important that we always wake up on Christmas morning with like fresh jammies. So we wear those to bed, and then we get up in the morning and we do breakfast. My mom usually goes to sing at the morning mass, and then we'll do breakfast, and then we usually open presents in like early afternoon. And now that we're older, we do Secret Santa. So everybody gets one gift, and yeah, it's really great. We take the traditions like very seriously. Easter something else.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because I'm one half of my family's German and the other half's English, so we kind of have like mixed traditions. But then both my brothers married German women as well, so it's kind of like we all have like interweaving like traditions. I think it's really fun learning about everybody else's how they do it. It's really cool.
Yeah, and it's so interesting that everybody really does do it differently. And some people are like, yeah, it's Christmas and we're gonna like say Merry Christmas in the morning and go about our day. And I'm like, but what about the tree and the lights and then this and that?
I think it's nice though. I like learning about all the different people's stuff.
We keep it fun.
Yeah. That's all about really, isn't it? It's family and just being together. Generally, as long as you can do that, you're
once the kids come into the picture, like, and my mom and dad have grandkids, then we're going to make sure that they're involved in it too. It's not dying.
No, that's good. That's good. Keep the traditions going, definitely. It's a question from Lyra. Well, obviously Qinterviews is mostly about LGBT representation, but any representation is good by me. But they've said, is there any one or several characters who you identified with when you were younger?
Ooh.
So, is there anyone that you looked up to from, or maybe even not characters, maybe like just people in general? Like, who did you feel represented by, if anyone?
I watched a lot of That's So Raven growing up. Mm-hmm. I really liked Raven-Symoné. I liked her character a lot. She was very like out there and expressive, and also I really wanted to be a psychic too. But that's besides the point. It's a good question. Let me think. Other than that, like nothing comes to mind at the top of my head. You know what? I really looked up to Oprah Winfrey, and still do. That was always on my TV when I was home. My mom always watched her, and I've always been really inspired by her. And I'm just like, wow, she's doing it. She's like this Black journalist on TV, and throughout the years, you can kind of see her career getting bigger and better, and she really like single-handedly did what no other.
She's so well respected as well, isn't she? She's so well respected.
I don't know how she did it, truly, especially coming, media is such a boys club, and it's also right. And she just rose through the ranks, and I'm sure it took a ton of work and having to advocate for herself, but getting to see her on screen was really inspiring for me.
I think if you have to go through a lot to get somewhere, I think it probably means more to them, and you will fight for that. Like, obviously, like you have to go through so many people and
like an underdog. It's an underdog.
Yeah, exactly.
You came out on top, and I'm here for it.
Definitely, 100%. I'm going to do one final question from me. So is there any other projects you have coming up? Would you like to sort of promote anything or anything coming up that you want to talk about?
Well, there's a few things coming up. Here's the thing, is that the names change all the time. So until they've started promoting, it's like hard for me to promote it because it could have 3 different titles since then. But I just did another Christmas. So A Sisterly Christmas is coming out these holidays. The one I just did with Tia is called, they just changed the name. I don't know what it is now.
That's okay.
That's hopefully coming out this year. There's a TV show that is on CBC in Canada, and I think it's CW in the States. It's called Coroner, and I have a couple episodes on that coming up for season 4. And another movie coming out that right now is called Terror in the Country. It's like a thriller, and that will be coming out at some point in the future. But I'll definitely keep you posted on the socials of when it's coming out and how to watch it and all of that.
Excellent. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for coming on. I do appreciate you taking your time out to come on and say hello and speak to everybody.
My pleasure.
We've got a full house, like 46. We've got nearly a full house.
I was literally worried that no one would come. I was like, oh.
You and me both. You and me both. But like, I was like, oh no.
But I was like, that's fine because I have Hannah and we'll just have a chat and it's totally fine. But you guys are so great.
And hopefully we get to see you at some conventions. So that would be great.
Yes, I would love to be able to. I mean, I haven't even gone to my first one, but I'd love to be able to go to more. I just want to meet everybody and travel and cry. I'll just cry. I'm going to make my waterproof mascara.
I think my first convention back, I did a lot of conventions before the pandemic. I think my first convention back, I think everyone's going to cry. I think it's going to be like a massive group therapy session, quite frankly.
I think especially now that the shows ended, I think that it's going to be really emotional and like bittersweet.
Yeah.
We're all going to cry together.
Yeah.
That could have been.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's great. Has anyone got any really quick things in the chat they want to say quickly? If anyone has anything on there. Stuck up on tissues and toilet paper, they said. Someone said a good witch con. That would be interesting.
It's so cool.
You should do it in Toronto. Someone should like make a good witch convention in Toronto. I'm just saying that would make sense.
Well, knows how to start conventions because I'll talk to the cast. I'm sure they would put down. That would be so fun. Just scrolling to see if there's anything that I missed.
Someone's put bring an empty suitcase for snacks.
Don't tempt me because I will. I 100% will. Good Witch Convention Toronto would be great. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, I've got some more mail to open today. Maybe it's from one of you. I don't know. I'll keep you posted on socials.
Cool. All right then. Well, hopefully you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Well, thanks for staying up. I know it's evening for you, right?
It's not too bad. It's 8:30 at night, so it's not too bad.
Oh, okay.
It's not too bad, thankfully. That's why I try and do it at a reasonable time of the day, so I'm not half asleep when I'm doing it. That would not be good.
Well, thank you so much. This was awesome. I love getting to talk and connect with all of you in this way. This is really cool. I'd love to do another one at some point.
Definitely. If this keeps going, we'll definitely have you back on again. You are my premier guest, so there you go.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you very much. This will be up on YouTube in a few days once I've subtitled it. Once I can't look at the screen anymore, it'll be up there because I'll be reading it. So cutting out the tech issue.
It was never there.
No, never there. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. All right, thank you then. Bye. I hope you enjoyed our latest episode of Qinterviews. If you did, feel free to subscribe to our channel and put a like and a comment down below. And also in our description, I will put our social channels so you can keep up to date with all the latest information. Hope to see you next time.